Hey guys, it's Go to Junior Plus back out to add more to your day, and we've got the second half of that Total Drama season ranking video. It's been a little while since I did the first one, but I think it's more interesting when you spread them out. Got some suspense going there. But as you can already see, we did 6 through 9 in the first half. Why is Lindsay looking in the other direction? But this week, or this time, to end it off, we got 5 through 1. And we're starting with Total Drama Action. Honestly, I'm a little bit surprised I even made it to the second half. But looking at the rest of these seasons, it's obviously better. I mean, Reboot Season 2 is the one it's closest to, and I would take Action, because I don't feel like Action fumbles the bag that hard near the end. I think Action suffers the same problem as Reboot, as having some not amazing finalists. I mean, Caleb is fine to me, and Julia, I mean, she made it to Final 3 again. No, Final 4. And then Final 3 this time. But then no one really likes Wayne as a finalist. I personally think Beth is a way worse finalist, because not only did she not deserve it, she was actually annoying to me most of the season. Especially the episode when she just randomly started thinking that Harold fell in love with her. That was annoying. She was basically unbearable that entire sequence. And she's definitely worse to me than Wayne, because at least Wayne wasn't annoying me every episode. Why am I doing? But, yeah, I would definitely take Wayne as a finalist over Beth. But characters in general, no one got derailed in this season. You might be thinking Lashana got worse, but I actually kind of liked what Lashana went through. Kind of bad-mouthing her kind of friends, I guess, and then kind of actually feeling bad about it and actually cheering on everybody after that. I think she did fine. Heather was good this season as well. Justin, despite kind of his ending a little earlier than I thought he was going to get eliminated, still had a presence, definitely, and his downfall was pretty cool. Duncan was amazing in this season, like usual. Owen was good. Maybe not as good as season 1, but he was still pretty good this season. I think the characters just in general did better all the way through than the reboot cast, which kind of fell off halfway through. Which I don't hate reboot season 2 as much as some other people do, saying that it's as bad as Pacatown Island, but I still think it's not better than Action. It's a good sequel. It's really hard that when you're going right after the original is Action. But I still think definitely for its cost, Action does really well. I think Courtney was great too. Lindsay I think this season would have been even higher, possibly if Lindsay ended up being a finalist instead of Beth. So yeah, there's just some potential for the season to be even to the top 3. But as it stands, I'm keeping it at 5. Good season, but not the best of the best. And next at number 4, we've got Total Drama Reboot Season 1. People say this is a top 3 season. And I'm honestly wouldn't be mad if you said that. Total Drama Reboot is exactly what Total Drama needed. There are a few kind of obvious, kind of like trying to get with the new teens, like stuff. But I don't really, like with all the influencers. But I don't really mind that, because it's better than trying to try old stuff that isn't probably going to work anymore. And while honestly, Total Drama didn't bring in that many, from what I've seen, I've not seen Reboot bring in much of a new audience or anything. Probably because it's not really being consistent on where it's being released. But the returning viewers do seem to love this season, and for good reason. Like almost all the cast has really good personality in this season, especially. Some people were so good, like Scary Girl Nichelle, that people were excited to see what they could do in season 2. MK ended up being really popular in this season, even though I personally don't really like MK season 1. I will say that she's definitely a good character. Like, I don't think she's bad. Julia, despite being Heather 2.0, was a good antagonist without having crazy plot armor, unlike in season 2. Caleb as a first boo, and then Bowie basically already being shown as a potential antagonist slash schemer was really good. That was a great first episode. Just the cast is really good, and even though some were basic, like let's be honest, even though Priya was a good character, she was pretty basic. River was basically, he never changed. He never had anything unique happening. He was kind of just a rude fart and nerd guy, but I think it was still, some people still really like him. I think he's more of a C to B tier character. Bowie's actually really underrated in my opinion. He was popular when he first, like when season 1 first came out, and then season 2 people started hating on him. I still think Bowie's a top 5 character in this season. Wayne and Ross were never boring. And even though Chase was annoying, they did that on purpose. I personally think they kind of failed on Emma. I did not like Emma in season 1. She was mostly annoying. Even though that's because I don't think they wanted her to be annoying until like the last episode before she got out. Because of like Bowie and stuff. But I think they were trying to make her likable. I just never really liked Emma. I personally liked Millie more. And no one really cares for Millie. But challenges were really fun. It was really just a fresh start. And the finals was really good. 2 characters that definitely deserved it. Even though they really did just hog up all the screen time. Priya and Bowie were... I mean, if you chose any other finalists other than those 2 and Julia, you were wrong. So, it was a good finalist choice. Definitely better than season 2. Probably one of the better final 2s in Total Drama history. I mean, I'm taking this one over Gwen and Owen, Duncan, and Beth, mostly because of Beth. World Tour, I'm not taking this finalist over, though. I'm taking this finalist over Revenge of the Islands finalist, but probably in a close race, because I really do like Lightning and Cameron. But, like, yeah, it's probably a top 3 finale. The challenge was decent in the finale. It wasn't anything crazy. It definitely wasn't better than World Tours. Also, the season does feel a little bit just boring, especially because, basically, more recently in Total Drama, they focus less on the kind of summer camp aspect and more on the challenges part. And while it does make it more exciting, it doesn't make it so where a season as bland as Total Drama Reboot, it doesn't be like, alright, a little bit of drama, challenge, elimination, and that's really what happened the entire season. But I'm still think this is like a B+ season, maybe A-, and has way more pros than cons. We head on to number 3, which is Total Drama Island. Now, I've seen people say this is better than World Tour, and most people think it's better than the next season I'm about to go through. But I personally think Total Drama Island is number 3, the OG. And I was actually debating a little bit on if it was better than Total Drama Reboot Season 1. Because both of these seasons are the first of their new cast, and they're both very, very good. I gave the edge to Total Drama Island because, first of all, the characters are better. There's more of that summer camp aspect, which is really charming for the first season. A lot of the challenges are historic. Heather's a better antagonist than Julia, as much as some people would hate to admit it. I like Heather more than Julia. Some of the Total Drama GOATs are in this season. While honestly, even though there's a lot of good characters in Reboot, these characters just outshine them. Maybe because they got more screen time. Maybe because they're just better. And the higher episode count, while some people think it's too much, I personally think it's a good thing. More episodes that relate to these characters, the better. One thing I did think that Reboot did better, though, was the finale. I like Gwen and Owen, but I don't really care for Owen in this season. I like Owen always. Like, I always think he's like a B character. But I don't think he should have ever went to the finals, really. He never was good at challenges. He was okay, but he was never that good at challenges. And he never had any interesting rivalries or conflicts or anything at all in season 1. So I don't think he deserves to be in the finals. But hey, we gotta take what we can get. And honestly, almost every character served their role perfectly in this season. Harold getting Courtney out was honestly really cool. Final 5 was basically perfect. It was Gwen, Duncan, Heather, Owen, and Jeff. Gwen, Duncan, Owen, Heather. No, and Lashana, not Jeff. Lashana, that's pretty much a perfect final 5. 5 of the best characters all made it really far. And even though Lashana's elimination was terrible, I think Lindsay's elimination, though unfair, is still like historic for a good reason, not a bad reason, what Lashana's is. Lindsay's elimination, while unfair and sad, really just made you hate Heather and want her to get eliminated. And when you see her come up in, which is easily the best in Total Drama history, it makes you really hate her, but also leads to her having a huge comeback in action in World Tour and slowly becomes a slightly better person. Also, the boys group, which was like Duncan, DJ, and Jeff. Might be missing somebody. But yeah, those were really interesting the entire season, seeing how their boys' alliance went. Noah personally wasn't that good. He was basically a annoying geek stereotype, and he got out like he should have. Justin also got out really early because he literally never did anything for his team, mostly, for the most part. Courtney and Duncan were really good this season. that relationship. Heather and Gwen was a great rivalry throughout the entire season. Maybe the best rivalry in Total Drama history. I mean, when you think of Total Drama, you think of Heather and Gwen's conflict in season 1. I don't even know if there's much else I can talk about because there's so much in these earlier seasons, so many episodes. But yeah, there's a ton of good in this season. I can't really think of a huge con. Like, besides LaShawna in elimination, there's not much to gripe about with this season. It's pretty much perfect. But just because it's perfect does not mean it's the best, because it didn't do anything outside the box. Doing, like, it does better than any other season is, like, what's it called? The more survival aspect, which honestly isn't the best part of Total Drama. It's obviously the drama and the challenges. And, like, yeah, that's it. It's not perfect. I mean, it's not. It's basically perfect, but it's not the best. It's a great starter for watching Total Drama. But number 2, I'm giving to the Ridiculous Race, which you might be going crazy. How does this season, which is even Total Drama related, in the top 2? And it was hard for me to choose this at number 2, especially because it's not really a popular opinion. I mean, some people think it's good, some people think it sucks. But I actually love the idea of Ridiculous Race. Instead of slow pacing challenges and then voting, it's just a full-on race. You can still sabotage, but you're more focusing on yourself, unless you're the ice dancers. You know, some people say they don't really like the aspect of people not really talking to each other. I think that they needed to, for the first few episodes, they needed to get out all the father characters. They need to get out the the tennis pros, this mother and daughter. Who else am I missing? That sucked. The vegans or whatever they're called. Might be missing one more person. Maybe one more team. Oh yeah, the nerds. Didn't get out all those father characters. Then teams actually started interacting with each other more. The cadets and the ice dancers were an awesome rivalry. The sisters and the what do they call it? TV something. Noah and Owen were a great return decision. Well, people probably thought you need more Owen. He was the perfect person to pair with Noah, who they obviously wanted to get more screen time, because he was pretty much the only person Noah had a positive relationship in the entire show. And they also decided to bring back Jeff, and he went with his new friend. Well, not new, because they probably knew each other for a while. But instead of choosing Bridget, they chose Brody, and he was honestly pretty entertaining too. Maybe even dumber than Jeff. I mean, neither of them are very smart, but it's weird to see Jeff being the smarter person in a situation. We definitely got dumber somewhere in between Island and Ridiculous Race, which I actually don't care about that. They needed some stupid comedic relief, and they saw Jeff as an easy opportunity, and they took it, and he was funny. So that's what really matters. The final 2 were the cadets and the surfers, and honestly, that might be the best final 2. There's a ton of good final 2s, but I literally loved both of those teams. Even though the surfers came back kind of weirdly because a team had to get eliminated due to injury, they still definitely deserved it, and they were amazing as soon as they came back. And the cadets were also maybe the best duo. I mean, the sisters and the TV guys are also very close contenders. But the cadets were really entertaining for me. Some people don't even like Sanders, to be honest. Some people don't really care about her, but I personally think she was hilarious. Maybe funnier than Jeff. It's close, but she may have been funnier than Jeff. And Sanders was more of a level-headed character who focused on winning, which is fine too. You don't have to be funny all the time to be a great character. Then when she broke Sanders' arm and then really felt bad, that was also an amazing story point. We've never really seen a contestant accidentally hurt somebody else that badly and then really feel bad for it ever in Total Drama. So that was a very unique plot point. I haven't talked about the daters or the best friends yet. Both are amazing. I think the what's it called? The best friends romance, and then kind of them switching between loving loving the other and one not noticing. That was a little bit annoying. I feel like due to the end. Like, I feel like at that point Devin not telling her was really, really annoying. But I think at the start and like all the way to like the final 2 episodes before their elimination, that was an amazing team. The daters were pretty much always entertaining. As soon as they started hating each other, yeah, pretty much a perfect team. Like, there was literally nothing wrong with them. I loved how Ryan and Steffi kept trying to kind of sabotage each other as well as also trying to win at the same time. And then when Stephanie used the boomerang on their own team was insane. That was also hilarious and crazy. The stepbrothers kind of changed from hating each other to actually liking each other was cool. The Goths, I didn't like them as much as some other people, but I do think they were funny and cool, I guess. But overall, the only holding this season back is, well, I said it wasn't really that big of a deal of the conflicts between characters. Besides the ice dancers interacting with the cadets and the sisters, and then the TV pros with the sisters, there wasn't much to go off of, which means the less a character interacts with other people, the less you get to see of that character. Because you only see them interacting with their own teammates. Which, while this this con is very small, I think it's enough of an issue to not give it number one, and to give the number one season to Total Drama World Tour. This is obviously the most common, most popular Total Drama season, but it's for a good reason. This season's obviously the best, and I cannot really agree with anybody who thinks otherwise. Because, I don't know, I just feel like this is the best season. The singing sometimes was bad, like, the gypsy rap, and sometimes was really good, like we built Gwen's face, which was the defining feature of this season, which throws every other season out the window. I mean, Island Action, Revenge of the Island All-Stars, none of them had anything like the singing. None of them. And it made the season really unique. And it also makes you actually want to go back to the season just to listen to the songs again in the middle of those episodes, which is a good thing. If you're rewatching an entire episode just to see someone poorly sing a song again, then that's a really good part of that season. Alejandro's maybe probably a top two antagonist ever. Let's be honest. Alejandro's probably the second best antagonist ever. And he was just too good almost at what he was doing. He manipulated boys, girls, literally anyone. Only person he couldn't manipulate was Heather, and he still kind of did. She still ended up liking him, but it couldn't lead him to winning the season. Heather and Alejandro are the best finalists, in my opinion. I think there's, no chance I'm giving it to anybody else. I don't even think it's really that close. You could say Priya and Bowie. You could say Lightning and Cameron. You don't really say Lightning and Cameron. You could say the Cadets and the Surfers, but I think it's Alejandro and Heather, no debate. And while people hate the Gwenkin, people mostly hated it because of All Stars, not because of World Tour. Well, I don't really care for it in World Tour either, because they have a weird need to break up every relationship except for Owen and Izzy. That's the only one that lasted a while. Lashana and Harold kind of, but they don't really do much. But it was cool how Alejandro made Harold get eliminated. Harold was pretty stupid for believing Alejandro, but as we will soon find out, everybody gets manipulated by him in some way, so it's not that surprising. Noah had an amazing arc. He came to being pretty much the same into actually realizing that Alejandro was not a trustworthy person. Trying to get Owen to understand never really worked. Still like Noah though. Tyler actually got some screen time here, which is really weird. You don't see that much. But he did well with the time he got. Lindsay did really well. So that was cool. She made it far in all three of her seasons into All-Stars. And every season she's better and better. But Lindsay was also really good. Sierra existed. She might be the worst character in this cast. And that's pretty crazy, because she's not that bad. She's like a C to D tier character. But Sierra's pretty annoying for 90% of the season. Then got good at the end, then got bad again during All-Stars. But Cody was really good. He was actually really, really good. Because I don't care about him in Season 1. Season 1 Cody I could care less about. But Season 3 Cody, maybe probably a top 10 member of this cast. Maybe top 5. But I think that's pushing it a little bit. Because he never did anything that made me really like him until near the end when he got eliminated. Who else am I missing? Bridget, of course, got manipulated by Alejandro. Same for DJ. So, two really good characters, not getting ruined by Alejandro, but getting ruined during this, ruining their chances of winning due to Alejandro. Courtney was really good this season as well. Her singing was good. Courtney is basically always good until All-Stars. She kind of falls off and becomes stupid randomly. Heather, of course, was the best character in my opinion this season. She's not my favorite. But I think, just character writing-wise, she probably was the best. I like Alejandro more than her, but I just think Heather was basically perfect. And all of what she does fits what you expect her to do, trying to win, but also trying to be fake nice to like characters like Cody and Sierra that try to keep them on her good side, while also trying to somehow get Alejandro out the game, but also kind of secretly not wanting him out the game because she liked him. And then being able to manipulate Alejandro to not eliminating her because he doesn't want to end it like this anticlimactically was also a great manipulation by Heather, which you probably didn't really see coming before the episode happened. Literally, the drama in this season is perfect. I mean, the best two antagonists ever faced off in the finale. The Gwenkin was actually not that bad in this season. Noah and Alejandro, Duncan and Alejandro. Literally, Alejandro had like a perfect rivalry with pretty much every major character of this season, even Cody. So at the end. So, yeah, basically a perfect season led by Heather and Alejandro, and no truly bad side characters. So, yeah, pretty much great all around. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Ezekiel. Yeah, he was there. He existed. Maybe he's the worst character of this season, but not really his fault. Writers clearly just wanted him to be a comedic relief. But, yeah, that's my ranking. I went very in-depth for these final five, but I want to make sure you guys knew why I really cared about these characters and the season ranking. And yeah, you can't change my mind. I don't care if you don't think Broncos versus number 2. I think it is, and you're not going to be able to change my mind. See you guys later. Tell me your rankings down below. Adios.